So it's actually been a while since I shot a video, and I've actually been editing a lot of different videos today, so there might be some cuts here and there, maybe some more if there's like some boring sections, but I just decided to take one of these bikes out for a ride today and do another vlog. But I didn't really come here with a topic, as I normally don't. So one of the things I think the last thing I touched on were what goals and whatnot to have in the Navy, which it was quite a while ago, but I've had to do different things for work and I haven't had time. Plus I've been going to school on my free time, so that's even less free time, but I guess it's all worth it whenever you're done. But just got to keep grinding along. Having some of these downtimes to just have fun, enjoy your life, that's always great. Since I talked about what to do while you're in the Navy, I think one of the things to talk about today probably is something a lot of people look forward to and then they don't know what to expect, and then when they finally get there, of course, is like I'll talk about my boot camp experience. Boot camp was kind of different for me because I was a little older than most people. I joined later in life. I didn't join directly out of high school. I did go finish and get an associate's. So whenever you do that, you actually join as an E3 rather than an airman, which the difference in responsibilities, there isn't a whole lot. But the biggest difference is definitely the pay scale. You're going to earn a little more. I think it's about $400 extra a month than typical E1, but just the same. Just expect the responsibilities to be the same because everyone's just as new. But when I joined out of Miami, Florida, so I had to go to the Miami airport, fly all the way to Chicago because the only boot camp is in Chicago. When I got there, I was greeted by a bunch of people in service uniforms, and they told us to wait because apparently they have like have buses and whatnot that run periodically to and fro because they're always expecting people. I don't know what it's like now. This was like about, I want to say 6 years ago. No, 7 years ago, roughly. And yeah, when I joined, we waited for our bus. Guys sat us in a big group, just waiting there because there's not a lot of chairs. So we sat on the floor, explained some stuff here and there. Nothing important, honestly. From there, we took the bus. Took about somewhere over an hour to get to boot camp. I think for most people, reality of the situation really hits you when you're actually seeing the building itself, you know? That's when you start thinking, oh man, what did I sign into? What did I get myself into? But overall, it's not the worst thing. But if you get there in a decent time, there's still people in the building. But I got there at around 2 a.m. in the morning, so there was no one to really process our stuff. So I'm not sure what it is too, but the policy is that nobody can go to sleep, because I think it's nobody really has beds or anything, you know? You're in a building, you're not processed yet, they've got nowhere to stick you, so they have people there just to make sure you're awake all night, which is the most boring thing ever because you're not really doing anything. You're not progressing in anything, you're just waiting. And that's a common trend in boot camp. Everything's on a schedule, whether you think so or not, it is. And you have to wait your turn for everything because there's always people being processed in and out. Every single group is in its own schedule. But from there, you know, they process you in, they give you your uniform, they cut all your hair if it's required. You're miserable. You wait for your instructors or your drill instructors, or as they call them in the Navy boot camp, RDCs, which stood for Recruit Division Commanders. And their job is to seem like total hard asses. To their credit, most of them come across quite well. And then they'll take you from there. They'll be the people, or the petty officers or chief, who take you to your next responsibility. So one of the first things to do, they have to cram a whole bunch of knowledge into your head in a very short amount of time, which sounds easy, but it's not. It's 8 weeks, so you don't really have much connection to the outside world. If you got people to mail, they make it a lot better, because every Sunday you'll get a holiday routine, which is like an hour to just hang out, chill out, unwind, which is every week. It's always scheduled. So you got non-stop from 8 a.m. or actually from 6 a.m. You have to get ready, get dressed, do all this stuff, and make sure the compartment's squared away. I was in a division where it was never squared away, so we started off every morning working out. Every morning. It was miserable. Then you go get food, you start your lessons for the day. You'll have some activities like planned out too. You'll have time for physical training. You'll have time for evolutions too, like one where you practice I think it's called marlin spiking, where a boat comes in, you get it ready to dock and all that good stuff. Kind of difficult for people who went the wrong way. Aside from marlin spiking, you'll have shipboard firefighting. You'll have other cool stuff like we shot pistols, shotguns. Probably the thing that people look forward to the most. For me, the worst moment in all of this is when they take you to the gas chamber. So you have to put a gas mask on. If anybody ever tells you that masks don't work, no, these masks, they work. So they take you to a chamber where they have like this agent there that causes, it's like getting pepper sprayed in the soul, you know? So they make you take your mask off as it's going off in the room, and you're supposed to recite your name and your division, and then they move on to the next person. And 6 or so people have to say that in a row correctly, despite the fact we're just struggling to breathe before they move on and let you go. And even after you left the room, for me, oh my God, for me it was the worst thing ever. My face, I was crying, snot, everything coming out of my face, and it was non-stop irritation. I had to shake my head just because the wind from me shaking my head was the only thing to relieve my irritation, like at all. And I mean, the only alternative is to sit there, because there's nothing they can put on your face, or nothing they will put on your face to make it better, I should say. It's just all about sitting there and take it. And for some people it's not as bad, but I had it pretty bad. I thought it was gonna be pretty easy, because so we were there with a couple of girls who were from the previous weeks who didn't make it for whatever reason. So I thought it was gonna be pretty easy, because when they took the mask off, they started coughing. And it's like typical, like just nice, nothing major, something in my throat cough. But then it evolved into a low, dark, disgusting cough. And I was like, oh no, this is gonna be bad. This is gonna be really bad. And it was. Aside from that, we did a couple more evolutions, like simulating like the worst kind of underway conditions. I can't say too much because that's a surprise for everybody, and I'd rather not ruin it for everyone who goes. But I'll give you this: it's an all-night thing, so if you're used to not sleeping, maybe it won't be so bad. But I was just not sleeping, but I was never used to all night sleeping and doing all this. Ooh. Yeah, the experience in boot camp, it's pretty hard. It's definitely something you go through, and while you're going through it, it's kind of, it is what you make it. Honestly, if it's a bad experience in your head, it'll be a bad experience overall. But if you go up there with a positive outlook, I went in there thinking, there's no way I'm gonna fail this. I'm gonna succeed, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna just get it over with. And for me, that worked just fine. Like, there were other people who had a hard time because they were just so afraid of failing. I don't know. There was some merit to that thinking, but personally, I think you should just go for it. Honestly, you shouldn't let fear overtake you. Don't let fear make all your decisions for you. Otherwise, you might miss out on a lot in life. I mean, I never thought I'd be buying my own bikes, going mountain biking, but I went for it. I enjoyed it. I kept at it. I'm still shooting a couple other videos, so I'm gonna try to keep this video relatively close to 10 minutes. If you enjoyed this video, let me know, leave a like. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. I'm gonna continue shooting some other stuff. If you have any questions, let me know. It was fun riding with you.